It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Jen Cohen as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's Countywide.
Your host, Jen Cohen. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we're talking with Heidi Robinson. She's the administrative manager for Sedona Fire, and we also have with us Karen Barrow, who's the coordinator for Sedona Toys for Tots. Today we're going to be talking about Toys for Tots and the Sedona Drive and all things Toys for Tots, which is such an amazing organization. Thank you, ladies, for being here to discuss this.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now, Karen, as the coordinator for Sedona Toys for Tots, you've got some background for us, some history of how Toys for Tots got started.
Right. Well, it started in 1947. Major Bill Hendrick's wife had a Raggedy Ann doll that she wanted to donate to some needy families, and she couldn't find an organization that would take it. And so she asked her husband and suggested that maybe the Marine Corps Reserve would be a good project for them. And that's how it began, with his wife.
Right, and one toy.
Right, and they started out with accepting used toys and refurbishing them, but soon changed it over to accepting brand new toys and distributing it. And now it's grown tremendously, so there's over 800 Toys for Tots campaigns throughout the United States.
Wow, it went nationwide in 1 year. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
By 1948, they went, we're going nationwide with this thing. And I wrote some stats down. And in the past 61 years, Toys for Tots has distributed 313 million toys to over 151 million children. And that was last year's stats. So it's even more. Right. Than this one. And Heidi, how long has Sedona Fire been taking part in Toys for Tots?
This is our third year partnership with Toys for Tots, and it's just a pleasure to be able to partner with such a great organization with such a profound impact.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you would like to think there aren't any needy children in your neighborhood, but unfortunately that's not the case. It's a nationwide thing. Mm-hmm. Children are needy at Christmas, and to not have a toy at Christmas is so sad. But this organization does an amazing job. Now the Toys for Tots runs for a specific period of time. You can drop off toys at, I have a million different locations on this piece of paper here. And of course the firehouses all have Toys for Tots collection boxes. But the main event itself is happening, Heidi, on December 15th.
December the 15th, so Saturday, December 15th, we'll have our crew and admin staff out at 2 locations, so in West Sedona at the Safeway. Thank you to our partner there at Safeway, and then at Clark's Market in the village of Oak Creek. We'll be there from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. To accept your new and unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots.
That's right, and no toy is too small, I'm told. Is that correct, Karen? No toy is too big, of course.
No toys, right. Well, we have different categories. So we have toys, and then we have stocking stuffers. So no toy is too small. We also accept books. And I do want to mention last year when the Sedona Fire District was at Safeway and Clark's, they collected 157 toys that day and 127 stocking stuffers. And they raised $1,600 in one day.
Wow.
So they're a huge impact to our campaign.
So that is also a very good point. Money is also a great thing.
Absolutely. So if you don't have the time to go and shop, or you're not sure what to collect, by all means give your cash donation, and we will make sure that they're good toys that have a good fit, things that haven't been donated, that we can do for maybe an age range that has been underserved, that we can go ahead and get those gifts for you.
Well, certainly, I bet. And how is that, Karen? What age range would you say generally gets underserved?
The older children, mostly the older children, sometimes the babies, the little 0 to 2 years old, but mostly the older children. We do get toys from the National Toys for Tots Foundation. It's called a supplemental shipment, and they send us about 800 toys. They're mostly for older children and for the younger children. But most donations are for 3 to 7-year-olds.
Well, sure. That's
Because they're really cute toys at that age.
Yes, exactly. They're cute. They're fun. You
Right.
want to buy those toys. And the older kids, it gets a little more complicated. And the babies, of course, safety is an issue.
Right.
So there's a little complication there. Okay. So some advice would be think outside the box slightly and expand to baby safe or older children appropriate. And consider what they may already have at home. Like if you buy them a gadget that they need to use with another gadget, that's
Right.
kind of an issue.
It is an issue, yes.
So really think about having it
Right.
be a whole toy at that time, of course. And then if you don't have time to shop, money is great. Now, if they wanted to donate money, what's the best way to do that, Heidi?
Probably in cash. You can do that right there at the event. You can do that at any of the drop-off locations, but it's probably best to do that day.
Okay, great. Now, if we go to the website, which is Sedona Toys For Tots, .org. No, Sedona-AZToysForTots.org. Excuse me, I have too many websites on my page. If we go there, there's a great history of what's going on. There's the history of the Sedona Toys For Tots. And how long have Sedona Toys For Tots been in effect?
It's 8 or 9 years.
All right.
They started with the Marine Corps League Detachment 1237. So when they started as a detachment, they started doing Toys for Tots. They sponsor the Toys for Tots program. And so it's been 8 or 9 years. My husband and I have been coordinators for the last 5 years.
That's wonderful. And why did you decide to get involved, Karen?
Well, I taught school, and so it just seemed to be a natural fit. I have always been involved with children's activities, scouts, and my own children's activities. So it was a natural fit, and my husband was in the Marine Corps League detachment, so he got involved with Toys for Tots. I didn't get involved till a little bit later when he needed help with the administrative part of it.
Sure. That makes a great team.
We make a great team.
How many other people are working for Sedona Toys For Tots? How many other volunteers do you have?
We have a lot of volunteers. I was amazed when I started to count up how many different people help us. I would say at least 30, maybe more.
Wow.
They come from the Sedona Marine Corps League Detachment. They come from the Rotary Club in Sedona. They just come because they want to help. And the word gets out. So we have a lot of volunteers that come and help.
Well, that's great. So you don't have to have been part of the Marine Corps League detachment at all to volunteer for Sedona Toys For Tots?
No.
Okay, that's just the organization that runs it, but you don't have to be one of those folks to volunteer. Do you need more volunteers?
We could always use more volunteers. Because when we will be getting together tomorrow to start bagging toys, and we bag them by family. So we carry around these great big contractor bags and start putting toys in it for this family. So it takes one person to hold the bag and carry it around, and the other person to select toys and put into the bag.
Oh, how fun.
And sometimes if there's 4 or 5 children in a family, it takes 2 bags.
Yeah. Oh.
So we put a lot in there.
Yes, how wonderful for that family to receive 2 bags of toys.
Right.
That's fantastic. If you want to get involved, check out Sedona-AZ.toysfortots.org. Of course, you can get a hold of the Sedona Fire Department. That will also help you as well. We're talking with Karen Barrow. She's a coordinator for Sedona Toys For Tots. We also have with us Heidi Robinson, the administrative manager for Sedona Fire. We're talking about their Toy For Tots drive. It's happening on December 15th from 9 to 3 at the Safeway in West Sedona and the Clark's Market in the Village of Oak Creek. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back with more Countywide, so don't go away.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley in Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
How I define making? In the broadest possible terms, it is making something extant in the world that didn't exist. Everybody who's ever made anything is bringing something into fruition for a reason, and that act in and of itself makes us stewards of our culture. It's something that we're talking about. It's a response. Actually, it's telling a story. That's really what it is. And I include everything that could be made: painting, sculpture, welding, all of that.
Yellow is positive.
When a kid gets their hands on the world and learns that they can make their fantasy play, that they can make their reality, that's power. And as far as I'm concerned, everyone should feel that kind of power. There we go. If there's something that interests you to bring into the world, that's fantastic. Go figure out how to do it. Go tell your own story. There it is. And so I want to know why you make. Let's go.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
And welcome back to Countywide. I'm Jen Cohen. We're talking with Heidi Robinson, who is the Administrative Manager for Sedona Fire, and Karen Barrow, the Coordinator for Sedona Toys for Tots. We're talking about the Toys for Tots run this year. That's happening December 15th from 9 to 3. Firefighters will be at the Safeway in West Sedona and Clark's Market in the Village of Oak Creek. Of course, if you can't make it then, you can donate. Boxes are available at all the firehouses. I can't read all these off, but there's a million different places you can donate toys this year. If you go to sedona-az.toysfortots.org, that's where you're going to find that. That's on there. You're going to find that information. Of course, you can look it up online as well. There's more than 50 places that are collecting toys at the moment, and we're talking all kinds of the banks, the markets, the Chamber of Commerce, different gyms, everybody is collecting toys, which is amazing. Now, when we talk about all these toys coming in, the great thing about Toys for Tots is 97% of the donation actually goes to the mission. Now, some places, I guess 50-50, but no, 97% of what comes in goes out towards the community. There's less than 3% spent on marketing and fundraising and things like that. It's not going anywhere but to the community,
Exactly.
which is an amazing thing with Toys for Tots. How many people do you serve? How many children in this community, Karen?
Last year we served 811 children in the Sedona Oak Creek area. We get names from West Sedona School, Sedona Charter School, Sedona Food Bank, Sedona St. Vincent de Paul, the Healthy Families Program, and this year we've added the Church of the Red Rocks, which is serving the Old Town Mission in Cottonwood.
Right, wow.
So 811 children.
That's
it's
amazing. That's a lot. It's twice as much as anyone would think, even just being generous. So.
Well, there's an interesting statistic too, because the children at West Sedona School, 80% or just about 80% are part of the free and reduced lunch program. So there is a great need for support at this time of year.
Well, that's true. Now, Heidi, how do families sign up for this program?
So that's probably more Karen's area, but I did notice on the website that there is a link so that if you needed to request, if you'd like to request to be a recipient, but the other organizations, Karen, that can help them.
Right. I do get requests online. I get phone calls, but most of the families that sign up do it through the schools or through the food bank or through St. Vincent de Paul, and so that's where we get most of them. And but people just call, and they sign up online. And
so it's not a complicated thing.
No,
if there's a need in your family, you can certainly step forward and ask. Kids deserve a good Christmas, regardless of the financial state of the family. So, and speaking of finances, there's a grant that comes from the city for this program. Is that correct, Karen?
We got a grant this year from the city of Sedona for $6,725, which is amazing.
That is.
We're using most of it for our bicycle program and also for our book program. So every child will get a book, not just toys, they'll get a book to read. and then the rest of it goes to the bicycle program.
All right, now this bicycle program is huge. The Verde Valley Bicycle Coalition is helping to assemble the bikes that you're going to be distributing, and you're looking at distributing 82 bicycles to families this year.
Yes.
Wow.
It is a lot.
It's a lot of money. Bicycles are expensive.
Bicycles are expensive. We were able to order most of them through the Huffy accommodations program. So they do give us a reduced price on them, but it's a fairly complicated endeavor because you need to get the height of each child to get the right size bike.
Right.
We choose families through a drawing. They can apply for this and they will receive bikes for their entire family from age 2 to 12.
Wow.
Because it just wouldn't be Christmas if only one child in a family got a bike and the rest didn't. So our goal was 75 bikes, but we exceeded that, so we're up to about 82 at this point.
Fantastic. I hadn't thought about that. That's something to think about, Heidi. You can't just give one kid in the family a bicycle.
Doesn't seem fair at all.
No.
So and it's all about family, and around this time of year in the holidays, so we're helping with that bike distribution program. There's a partnership to get helmets, so bike safety is a huge component. So Sedona Fire District is really focused on that angle, making sure that they have appropriate helmets that they fit on their bicycle properly and that they know how to ride, and just getting together in the community to make that happen.
Well, that's fun. Now, at the toy drive that's happening on December 15th, would it be appropriate for someone to bring a bicycle to that?
Why not? We have a trailer out there. So at the I believe specifically at the Safeway location in the parking lot, we'll have our water vehicle trailer out there so that we can fill that, and if there's plenty of room, bring anything you have and anything you need.
That is a great thing. Now, if we wanted to come, say, to the fire station, if we miss that, can we bring a bicycle to the fire station?
Definitely can bring a bicycle to the fire station. Any of our fire stations can accept it. So the box is out front. The Station 1, where our administrative offices are on Southwest Drive. That's the best way to get it logged if you wanted to bring it to us there. Meet part of the team in the administration. We'd be happy to help.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Now, for the hours of that particular building, the admin building?
So for that building, it's 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And you can always give us a call. So our phone number there, 928-282-6800. Give us a call if you wanted to make an appointment. We can let a crew know at any of the stations and make an appointment to drop off.
Excellent. Now, here's something to throw out there. What if someone's got something and can't make it to drop it off? Is there any way to get it picked up?
Oh, sure. We have a lot of volunteers. They would be glad to do that. In fact, I made a run out to the village of Oak Creek the other day to pick up some books. So, yes, that happens all the time. They just need to give us a call or send me a text message or an email. We'll get it done.
Oh.
And the bicycle distribution day is December 16th. It's a Sunday. And the Verde Valley Bicycle Coalition is coming in that morning to work on assembling bikes, and then by 1 o'clock the families will be coming.
Wow.
So
okay, so that's happening soon. If you want to do a bike, you got to get that bike in by December 15th, because on the 16th they're riding them off into the sunset.
Well, and I had a lady call me, and she wanted to know if she could help, but she had recently had hip surgery, so she couldn't go shopping. And she sent me sent Sedona Toys for Tots a check for $500 to purchase bicycles.
Oh, wow, that's so generous.
The community is really stepping up.
That's true. Now, talk about the percentages of what you've got. You were giving me some percentages during the break that 50% of what you give out to the community, 50% of that was donated by the community.
Exactly.
And that's a huge number, 50%.
That's a huge number. 36% is purchased, and that's with the donations that we receive, or through grants, or through our fundraisers. But yeah, 50% is
50% of the toys for the program come to those boxes or to the drop-off event that's happening on December 15th at the Safeway and then Clark's Market. That's huge. That's a lot of toys to deal with, just logistically.
Logistically it's really interesting because we have a huge room Half of the room has tables for boys, half of the room has tables for girls.
Okay.
And
oh my gosh,
it's an amazing site.
That is amazing. So if you want to get involved, you can of course go to sedona-az.toysfortots.org. You can email them at sedonatoysfortots@gmail.com. You can show up on December 15th. We've got to take a quick break, but we'll be right back, so don't go away.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Jen Cohen. Just a few seconds left. We're talking with Heidi Robinson, Administrative Manager from Sedona Fire, and Karen Barrow, the Coordinator for Sedona Toys for Tots. There is a drop-off event December 15th from 9 to 3. Firefighters will be at the Safeway in West Sedona and Clark's Market in the Village of Oak Creek. Heidi, you said the firefighters have a bit of a competition going.
Well, it's always a competition. They're very competitive and driven individuals. So we do have a friendly competition between staff, administration, and each crew at each station on who can collect the most toys at the station. Dinner is on the line for the winner, so it's the most per person at each of those crews, because they vary in size. And so help a crew out if you want to adopt a crew to help them win their big prize of dinner of their choice.
Something else to think of.
Yeah, so get them motivated, egg them on if you see any of your firefighters out shopping, as they tend to do in the community, and let them know to pick up a toy while they're out there.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, you've done several toy drives. Sedona, Seven Canyons has done a toy drive.
Seven Canyons did a remarkable toy drive. We just picked up one huge pickup full of toys, and then they stuffed my car.
Wow.
So I was driving down the road with these toys all around me.
Like Santa's elves. And also the Sedona Winds residents went shopping, then went to Walmart. There's a raffle for a sloth this year.
There is a raffle for a sloth. He's about 3 feet tall, very cute. And we'll be drawing the winning ticket at the Bike Distribution Day on December 16th.
How do they get a ticket for that?
Well, this coming Friday at Tlaquepaque at the tree lighting event, there'll be tickets for sale.
Okay.
If anyone really wants to, they could call me. I'll get them a ticket.
There you go. He's awfully cute, though. 928-274-0734. Now, how does it work? Do you manage to fill the need every year in Sedona?
We do. We do manage to fill the need. We've got an extremely generous community. Each child will get 2 to 3 toys. They'll get a stuffed animal, a book to read, and stocking stuffers, and each family will also get a board game or a puzzle.
Okay.
So that's a lot of toys per child. And when we do fill our need, if we have extra toys, we'll send them up to Flagstaff or to some other surrounding communities and help them out.
That's good to know. So don't think, oh, they've got this handled. If the need is filled in our area, the toys then go to where another need is to fill it. So toys given in Sedona, of course, will stay in Sedona and fill the need. Toys given in the Cottonwood and all those different areas, fill the need in that town and then fan out where there's other needs, because there's always a need. There's always a need. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here.
Thank you.
Really appreciate what you're doing. Good luck on everything with Toys for Tots. So check out sedona-az.toysfortots.org. You can, of course, stop into any Sedona fire station and help them with their competition there. That's all the time we have for Countywide. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next time.